Hi, pipe smokers. This is Paul the Pipe Guy, live from Rochester, New York, in the United States of America. Yeah, and today is Two for Tuesday. Yeah. I think you'll enjoy Two for Tuesday. Just to give you a little synopsis of what we're going to do here, I have actually two different tobacco blends, and some YouTube presenters in the YouTube pipe community say that they never do two different tobacco reviews, but we're going to be talking for about a half hour, and I have another one of my own concoctions that I want to try, along with a Cornell and Deal blend. So let's start out with what we did the other day. We did this wonderful apple aromatic with Latakia and rum, and it turned out exactly the way I wanted it to. In fact, if you want to go back, I think that was my last video I did. Just turned out great. A smoky apple flavor with a rum backdrop. What more could you ask for? Yeah. So, then I took one of my favorite blends called Scotty's Butternut Burley. And on 7/31 of 2021, I took Scotty's Butternut Burley and I soaked that in rum for 28 days. I said I was going to soak it until my grandson was born. Well, James Robert Melville was born. His due date was actually September 12th, and he was born on August 28th. So I said I was going to stove this, but what I really did, instead of putting it in the stove, is it was a hot day, and I put it on the hot concrete front porch most of the afternoon and evening, and then let it sit overnight, and then just jarred it. Yeah, so that's what we're going to try out is Scotty's Butternut Burley soaked in rum for 28 days. So we're going to call this Scotty's Rum Butternut Burley. And it was an awesome blend to start, and I'm hoping that this one will turn out as good as the apple. And I'm going to be using my Mr. Bragg number 89 stand-up briar pipe. Very interesting pipe. And oh, by the way, off the beaten track, I did hear back from the Mr. Bragg shop about my pear pipe that I've only smoked like 4 times when I lightly went to take the stem out and it twisted off and broke. And the seller said to me, well, you can buy another stem for it. And I haven't responded yet. I'm going to say, well, isn't there a warranty on this? But anyways, I'll take care of that on my own. I'll keep you updated. I thought Mr. Bragg was a much better company than that. I'm absolutely positive if the owner of the company knew what happened, he would just say, I'll send you another pipe, you know? So, without further ado, we're going to fire up some of Paul Gilson's concoction, Scotty's Butternut Burley with rum. And here we go. It's moist. It's still a little moist. I am like a mad scientist. I am a mad mixologist. Oh, yeah. What I'm tasting right now is Scotty's Butternut Burley, which has a buttery taste to it, burley backdrop, with a hint of vanilla and now with some rum in it. And boy, is it good. Yeah, another successful try by Paul the Pipe Guy. And like I said, I do these little experiments in small batches. That's probably only 1.5 ounces. But wow. Just what I wanted. This is exactly what I was hoping for. Yeah! What a smooth smoke. Scotty's butternut burley that's drunk. Oh. Turned out just like I wanted it to. I am not disappointed. This would definitely be an all-day smoke. Scotty, well, the original Scotty's butternut burley, before I added the rum to it, definitely would not give you tongue bite, ever. Oh, that is so good. Oh, I do have other plans to take my personally much hated Prince Albert, which is, I believe, 100%, it says burley pipe tobacco, so it's got to be 100% burley pipe tobacco. And I actually ordered 3 more tins of spark plug, which primarily is mostly Latakia, and just unbelievably smoky smell. So I'm going to definitely try to spruce up that Prince Albert a little bit more. And maybe I'll add some more apple aromatic. Oh, yeah. This is really good. I could sell this. But if I was to do it, if I was to sell it, I'd get a press and do crumble cakes. Oh, yeah. So our Mr. Bragg stand-up pipe, which I've smoked several times, but in my opinion, it takes between, it depends on what you're smoking or whether you pre-treat it with honey. Actually, if you want to look up one of my videos called Breaking in Your Pipe with Honey, it's really a good idea because that builds the carbon buildup very, very quickly. And it's a good quality carbon buildup. Honey is basically 100% pure sugar, and when it burns, it turns to pure carbon. I didn't honey treat this one, so if you don't honey treat a pipe, based on my experience at least, you have to smoke it between 50 and 75 times, at least, for it to start to break in good. And when I say breaking in a pipe, you get carbon buildup on the inside of the bowl. What it does is 2 things. It insulates the briar, it protects the briar so the pipe doesn't overheat as much. And it also absorbs moisture because pipe tobacco has a lot of moisture, so it can tend to get rid of that gurgle. Never had a gurgle out of this pipe though. Usually if you smoke damp tobacco, a wetter tobacco, more moist tobacco, really hard, you'll get that moisture buildup inside the pipe and you'll get a little gurgling sound. This is a really good blend. I suspect it will get better and better with age. So, with that, she's starting to warm up about as much as I want her to, so I'm going to let her rest. All right, so for our second tobacco review on Two for Tuesday, first I must clear the palate. There's not a lot in here. Oh, yes. It was an interesting day, I'll tell you about it. That's why there's not a lot in that first Busch beer. Paul the Pipe Guy's favorite adult beverage. So, for our second tobacco review by Cornell and Diehl, I will be using my Dr. Greybough pipe, my Dr. Greybough slightly bent pipe. Takes a 6mm filter, which I never use filters. Yeah. And this was the first pipe I ever bought just about almost 2.5 years ago. And that's the only pipe that I owned for quite a while, probably over a year. I remember how strange it felt when I first brought this pipe home, opened it up, and was just like... Then I looked up on YouTube how to smoke a pipe. This has a very good draw off of it. So, Cornell and Diehl Seersucker. And this is an interesting blend. I don't have anything quite like this one. And that's why I bought it. And it is plug. Well, at least it says it was plug. Let's read what Cornell and Diehl has to say about it, and then I'll tell you what's really about it. All right? And sometimes, most of the time, 99% of the time, on the back, or at least somewhere on the outside of the container, they'll tell you what actually is in it, but this one doesn't. But this is what they say. A lightweight, puckered, all-cotton fabric seersucker became a staple of the Southern gentleman's wardrobe after Joseph Haspel fashioned the first suit from the material in 1909 as a way of stylishly combating the blazing New Orleans summer heat. A spicy blend of cigar leaf and other choice tobaccos, Cornell and Diehl created this Cellar Series blend in hopes that it will line your collar much as its namesake fabric once did the streets of New Orleans. Estimated peak 7 to 10 years, Cornell and Diehl. Now, what's really in it, what they don't tell you, it has Black Cavendish, Burley, cigar tobacco, dark-fired Kentucky, Orientals, and Virginias. that's what's really in it. So, without further ado, let's open her up and see what we have here. Ooh. Almost smells like there's Latakia in here, but I think what I'm really smelling is the cigar tobacco. And let's see what we might have. It smells good. It does smell like a bit like a... yes, and we do have... There we are. 2 ounces of beautiful plug tobacco. But this is actually pretty loose. I mean, a lot of plug tobacco is like rock hard, but this is fairly loose. But that's what it looks like right there. Yeah. So, let me pause the video, and then I'm going to prepare this, rub it out, and put it in our Dr. Graybow pipe. I'll be right back. All right, and we're back. So actually, that was interesting. I cut probably 1/8 of an inch off of that crumble cake or plug cube that you saw, and then I cut that in half. So I had a strip only about an inch long, and then I cut that in half. And it rubbed out extremely well. It rubbed out like crumble cake. They're definitely not using a lot of pressure, in my opinion, on the seersucker by Cornell and Diehl to actually press those leaves together so far where it should be like a stale brownie, like hard. But it's not. It's very loosely pressed. But you can tell the leaves are still layered. Maybe it's the cigar leaf that they're using. I don't know. But we do have our bowl packed here. This should be interesting. Again, Black Cavendish, Burley, Cigar, Dark Fired Kentucky, Orientals, and Virginias. Let's see how it tastes. Can definitely taste the cigar, which the cigar leaf actually kind of balances the burley off. So it's not overpowering like a cigar. Where some people will say of some cigars they get like a peppery taste. I'm not getting that at all. Black Cavendish and Orientals. It's a very well balanced blend. I don't know what the room note on it would be, but I like it. I wouldn't get online and order 10 tins of it, but when this one's out, I would definitely order it again. I like that subtle hint of a cigar in there. I do like a nice cigar every now and then. There was a point in my life about 25 years ago where I'd buy 50 gauge Robustos, which basically meant they were like 5 inches long, 50 gauge, which is a very thick cigar. And I inhale my cigars. So I was smoking 2 packs of cigarettes a day plus one of those cigars, which was probably equivalent to easily a pack of cigarettes, and it was way too much, and so I had to give up the cigars. I only smoke them occasionally now, and with the pipe, it's cut my cigarette smoking in half. So definitely healthier for me. Can definitely taste I can taste the Black Cavendish and the Burley, very vaguely the Burley. I can taste the Orientals, the Virginias, the Kentucky, but most of all, what I can taste is like a cigar type of taste. But it's not overpowering. It's actually very subtle. Not my favorite Cornell and Deal blend, but hey, you know what? This would be a great blend for around the campfire. You know, on a nice autumn night when you have to wear like a hoodie. Hoodies are, for those of you in the UK and other countries, a hoodie basically is a pullover sweatshirt that has a hood on it that you can pull up, and it's got ties on it. So it's kind of basically like a sweatshirt with a hood, long sleeved. And in the fall, that's what a lot of people wear in the United States. Very, very, I can smell the room note on this. It does smell like a cigar. I would say if I had a cigar in one hand and was smoking it, and this blend in another hand, this tastes about half as strong as the cigar. The cigar tastes like 100% cigar, but when you add the Black Cavendish, the Burleys, the dark-fired Kentuckys, Orientals, and Virginias, I mean, I would say the cigar that's in there, the cigar leaf, almost overpowers those other things, but not quite, which makes it interesting to me. I like it. Makes a lot of smoke. So this little guy is starting to heat up just a little bit more than I want him to. And this is a broken in pipe. So I've been puffing on that pipe pretty hard, so I really can't say that this is a very hot burning tobacco. It does feel good on my tongue. I don't think that it would ever give me tongue bite. I definitely would not smoke it all day. It's strong. It packs a punch. But I actually like my blend better. My Scotty's Butternut Burley with rum. I do. I'm going to be famous. Yeah. Ah, yes. And I'm getting that same feeling in my mouth right now, like I just smoked a mellow cigar. Yep. I can feel it on my lips, my tongue, when I swallow down my throat, of that I just smoked a very, very mild cigar. So a very interesting blend. Yeah. Yeah. Cornell and Deal's Seersucker. Order if you like cigars and you're a pipe smoker too. You'd love this blend. I do. I like it. But I'm going back to my blend. Paul's own Scotty's Rum Butternut Burley. Mm. Mm. Oh, yeah. Turned out just the way I wanted it to. How do they, you know what? I've made four different blends. I've tried three of them, and the three that I actually have tried that I made turned out just the way I wanted them. Mm. Mm. This one here is Scotty's Butternut Burley with bourbon. Phenomenal. Oh, yeah. You can tell she's starting to age and mellow out. And now the bourbon smell is starting to really come out good. Ah, yes. Cheers. Oh. Sorry, I know it's 2 for Tuesday, but this is Busch number 3. Yeah. So, my Dodge Diesel is sprung an oil leak, and man, I was like shaking in my shoes. I'm looking at all the stuff dripping on the ground, all this oil. And diesel oil, you can go get an oil change with a gasoline engine, and that oil is like honey after they change it. With a diesel, it's different. Diesels run terribly dirty. You can go get an oil change, you fire it up, and it's black. Instantly black. You'd have to get like 3 or 4 oil changes like in one day for it to be clear. And that's just the way diesel engines are. So I pull into my driveway yesterday and I look and I'm like, oh man, I can see it drip, 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 drip. So I get up and I have a stone driveway. It's a little puddle about that big, and so it's like, oh man, I hate truck trouble. Because on these diesels, they're always $1 million to fix. So, fortunately, I'm good friends with a lot of different mechanics. So I take it into work, get out of the truck, and there's already a little puddle that big where it's leaked out on my 10-mile drive to work. Gone all over underneath the truck, and it's dripping down now. So I told my buddy about it, who's pretty smart. Goes out at lunchtime, takes a look. There ain't that much oil under there. I mean, it's a spot about that big, but, that's not a huge amount of oil. So I went home, called up my mechanic and made an appointment. And hopefully that'll get taken care of. Well, it has to get taken care of. There's no choice in the matter. So went and bought 2.5 gallons of 15W40 oil, which is 10 quarts, and my truck actually takes 12 quarts of oil. So I just want to have that as an emergency backup. I checked the oil when I got home, and in the last 2 days, which is about 50 miles I drove, it maybe went through half a quart. but I can tell it is dripping and spraying up on the back of the truck. So we'll just get it in and get it fixed. The thing with Dodge Diesel is, if you call up the dealership where you can buy these brand new, the car dealership, I'll give you one for instance. I had a little line, it's a metal line, probably about a foot long. They wanted $460 for it, right from Cummins. It's like, so I called my other buddy up. He says, "Oh, I found one right from Cummins for $42, brand new." He says, "I'll install it for you." Sold. You know, the dealership would have charged me like $600-700 to do that, and this guy charged me, you know, $75 with the part. Well, we're rounding up on 31 minutes and 30 seconds. Hope everybody has a good rest of the week. We have Labor Day, which here we celebrate in the United States. Labor Day actually kind of honors the end of summer, the unofficial end of summer, and the beginning of autumn, which turns into fall. And so we have a paid holiday on Monday, the 6th of September. I hope they don't schedule me for that Saturday, because it'd be awful nice to have Saturday, Sunday, and Monday off. Anyways, I'm Paul the Pipe Guy. I hope you've enjoyed our 2 for Tuesday. Cheers. Enjoy the rest of the week. Stay safe and happy smoking, pipe smokers. Over and out.